I think we covered a lot of territory, and I think you were great in terms of educating people on how to heal. And it's, I think, really great news that that the water is probably not. I mean, because I was quite concerned about whether water was an issue, and if so, how would one fix that? Because bottled water is not a good solution, you know? So if the water is not the problem, then that's really super, because you can just eat the organic food, and that will go a long ways towards getting the glyphosate out of our system, despite its widespread prevalence in this country. That's a very hopeful message that you're giving us.
Yes, I think so. I mean, our water was 0.86, but there was water level, I believe, in New York that was 0.33. So, yeah, it is higher. But again, the amount of water that one would have to drink in order to have that type of accumulation in the urine would be, considerable. It would still be a couple of swimming pools worth of water, each day, which is not happening. So we are almost positive that it is the food, right, that's being sprayed with glyphosate.
Yes, that's really good news.
Yeah.
Especially because there is such a growth right now in organic. I think that the farmers are actually rising to the occasion, that we're seeing more and more. Even Whole Foods, which of course is wonderful, and they're increasing the organic choices that they have in the store. I think every day you see growth in the organic. The size of the number of items that are available that are organic is really great. And you find that you can get most things that you need to cook everything you used to cook using an organic choice for everything. So you don't have to make too many sacrifices because of lack of availability.
Yeah, if we cook at home, we can absolutely reduce the costs to our food diet, to our food budget. And sorry, my mom and my son just came home. But yeah, we can reduce the cost of our food expenditures by cooking from scratch, cooking ahead of time, freezing things. And sometimes it means getting together with some other moms and cooking a whole bunch of meals together. I know that there's moms who do that. That's really fun. I did the sauerkraut like that. What's that?
You can make it into a party, right? I mean, really.
Yeah.
Really
I had a cultured food fermenting party. So we did sauerkraut together and keepers and things like that. So it was really fun. And, yeah. And here's my son who wants to say hi. Hi. So if we don't have any more questions, well, I guess one last one is, what's next, Dr. Seneff, on the horizon for you with your? Can you talk about any studies coming up, or?
Yeah, well, of course, Anthony is doing some studies you're aware of with experiments with crops, GMO corn and different breeds of corn, and looking into with and without glyphosate. And he's going to have some interesting results, I think, after this season, after growing his corn this season. We're looking forward to writing that up. He and I are working really hard on at least 2 new papers, one of which will be on fatty acids and how glyphosate messes those up, and the other one will be on the manganese. The manganese is going to make a really good story all by itself. So that, I think, is going to be our most the next paper, if we can get it published. Getting, of course, harder and harder for us to get published. We're becoming rather notorious, so we'll see if we can push that through some kind of journal to get it published. I'm trying to set up a project, trying to get some funding to do some research with some folks in Kauai, looking at the autistic kids there and measuring different metrics in the urine and the blood and the fecal samples. And the glyphosate, of course, will be one of the measurements, and to watch over time as we put them on an organic diet to see if that improves. This is something that I'm hoping to be able to pull off, but we'll have to see if we can get funding for it.
Yes, I would love to see tests for glyphosate in children with autism, with mothers with breast cancer, and with mothers who have a problem with miscarriages.
Those would all be great. I mean, the government should be funding things like this. I mean, they have to be recognizing at some point that we've got to do something here, or we're going to face a catastrophe. The government has to wake up. So you're doing a great service to at least hopefully make them aware that there is a problem.
Well, I hope so. I hope so, and I think so. I think it's making news, and I think that people are getting that we need to, moms are taking matters into their own hands. And there's a saying that goes that a worried mom does more research than the FBI, and we're doing it. So,
it is fabulous. It is such a great story. It's going to make a great movie someday.
Well, we're doing it. We thank you very much, Stephanie, for your time, for your expertise, for all your research. I know you're tirelessly reading all the reports out there you can possibly get your hands on. I can't thank you. And without you and Anthony doing the glyphosate test that you did, this would not have happened. I am clear about that. When Anthony was gracious enough to have me to his home in New Hampshire last July.
That was a wonderful interview that you did with him. I so enjoyed that. You did a great job with it, too, with all the additional materials that you put on the display. It was wonderful.
Oh, that was Ryan Wyrick. He added in all of those images. Ryan Wyrick is very talented.
That was
very happy he did that.
Really like that, and you know, and he's terrific. I mean, he can single-handedly. He's going to be a handful for those folks, but it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you everybody for your time. If you have any questions later on, please email them to me, and we can, I'm sure, follow up in communication with Stephanie. She always does try to make herself available. And thank you I want to really thank the moms for spending the time and energy to gather your breast milk. First of all, pumping it is not easy, and freezing it, and then driving it to the mailbox, the post office, and actually paying for overnight shipping. That is just something for me that sometimes just gets put off for weeks, right? I have a birthday present for a friend, and it just takes weeks for me to do it. So thank you so much to the moms. This would not have happened without you. You made global news. And you made this happen, and I just thank you so much, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being on the call. Yeah, thank you very much, Nicole and Marcy and Kayla and Shannon and all the other moms who participated. Thank you very much. And say goodbye. Take care.